Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Welcome back to Sahara Football. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi. So it's a Friday, the weekend is upon us, and we're going to have our games, the weekend Premier League and Ghana Premier League games as well. But today we're going to talk about an issue that has been bothering the world at large, and that is racism. In light of racist abuses and other stuff that have been going on online, two clubs, Swansea City and Rangers, have decided to boycott social media for 1 week, and in protest of abuses that go unpunished on social media. As to whether that will be an effective way, we'll be talking about that today. Also, the salaries and wages of Ghanaian players abroad have been leaked, and we're going to have a look at those wages and salaries of the Ghanaian players who play for top European clubs today. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. So racism is a big issue across the world. Last year we all saw what happened with George Floyd. The trial still ongoing. George Floyd's case is far from over, and it had a ripple effect across the world. Before then, there had been racist abuses going on in the game of football, and some going unpunished, some not being given the needed attention it needed to be. And now the abuses became more intense online, especially after a team does not do well and they target a player who probably missed chances he should have netted. No matter how many times a player misses chances or misses an open gaping goal, you have no right to insult them or abuse them racially. Well, that has been going on, and with social media giving people some sort of anonymity so they can use to do these things, it has become a real pot of bother. And in light of that, two clubs, Rangers and Swansea, have decided that they and their players will not be on social media for a week, and that is what is a step they are taking to get these issues of racism to come to light more. And now Swansea City and Rangers have announced that the clubs will boycott all social media platforms for a week in the fight against racism and abuse online. Now, the championship club Swansea said the playing and coaching staff will not post anything on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, YouTube, or TikTok on Thursday from 5 p.m. Swansea ladies and the club's community trust and senior administrative staff will also take part in the boycott. Rangers later announced a similar position. A midfielder, Glenn Kamara, was subjected to racial abuse by Slavia Prague's Ondrej Kudela in a Europa League match last month. And you would find it quite surprising that a fellow player is doing this. A Swansea club statement read, "Swansea has chosen to take a club-wide stance in the battle against abuse and discrimination of all forms on social media. From 5 p.m. today, we will not post any content on our official social media channels for 7 days. Enough is enough." Andre Ayew also posted on his official Twitter handle saying that we are family and we will always stand shoulder to shoulder, whether that's on the pitch or helping to fight injustice of it. Enough is enough, posting a picture of the Swansea team official picture there. The decision has been taken as a result of conversations between senior club staff, players, and management. As a football club, we have seen several of our players subjected to abhorrent abuse in the past 7 days alone, and we feel it is right to take a stand against behavior that is a blight on our sport and society at large. We will always be unwavering in our support of our players, staff, supporters, and the community that we proudly represent, and we are united as a club on that issue. We also want to stand with players from other clubs who have had to endure vile discrimination on social media platforms. The statement added that the club chief executive Julian Winter sent a letter to CEO of Twitter Jack Dorsey and Facebook chairman Mark Zuckerberg to reiterate the need for the companies to do more in the fight against online abuse. Swansea players Jamal Lowe, Jean Danda, and Ben Kabango have all been sent online racist abuse this season, among other Premier League and Women's Super League footballers. The announcement comes after Arsenal legend Thierry Henry announced last month that he would no longer use social media until the platforms do more to end racism and bullying online last month. Tottenham Hotspur's Gary Bale also said he would support a club-wide boycott of social media if it helped to stop the abuse. So social media online abuse, it's something that is becoming a bother to all the clubs that are being involved now. And this new thing now is that Rangers and Swansea have decided that they will not use social media for a week in a stance to show how disappointed they are in the handling of racist abuse directed towards their players. And I have to say, I agree with them. Racism is something that should not be ongoing here, but I've always said that the problem with racism is how deeply rooted and subtle it can be at times, to the point that a behavior that is racist might not be identified as racism, but these are online blatant abuses of racism they are talking about here. The deep root cause of racism, it will take a while before it goes, but the online ones can be handled, and these CEOs of these big social media websites can do more to combat it, and that's exactly what Rangers and Swansea are looking for them to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. How do you think racism can be tackled well and effectively on social media or in general? Let me know what you think. So my final story has to do with the wages of some top Ghanaian players, including Jordan Ayew, Jeffrey Schlupp, Mohamed Salisu, Daniel Amate, and Co. The news broke yesterday about the wages those players and in their various clubs, and we're going to have a look at it. Maybe you knew, I did not know, but Jeffrey Schlupp seems to be earning more at Crystal Palace than Jordan Ayew. He earns 56,000 a week, amounting to 2.9 million a year. Jordan Ayew earns £32,500 a week, amounting to $1.7 million a year. Also going to Daniel Amate, he's among one of the lowest earners for his club side, Leicester City. The highest paid player in Leicester City obviously is Jamie Vardy with £140,000, followed by Kasper Schmeichel and midfielder James Maddison. Amate earns £21,000 a week as part of his last 10 paid, and is part of the last 10 least paid players at Leicester City. He's 26-year-old and he has been out for a lengthy period of time. Probably consistent playing time and renegotiation of his contract will help him earn more. And finally, Mohamed Salisu, who recently joined Southampton from Real Valladolid in Spain, earns £23,077 at Southampton weekly, which amounts to £1.2 million a year. Nice salaries being earned by these young men, and great for them as well. So that has been it for today, looking at the salaries and wages of Ghanaian players abroad. A few of them: Mohamed Salisu, Daniel Amate, Jordan Ayew, Jeffrey Schlupp, and Co. Also, we have been talking about racism and Swansea and Rangers' stance of quitting social media for a week. Do you think it will help? Let me know what you think in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games.